Oh, fuck. Whew. It is currently 6:54 a.m., like 40 degrees, and it's time for a workout. Obviously wrapping the NCC hat, as per usual. Thank you, alumni. Nutrition-wise, we're going ketone IQ in the morning, which I've already taken actually, so it's kind of empty. And then we're gonna go with the Nootropics SIS gel. Basically like a super caffeine enhancer. Definitely would recommend it for like a hard day or even races if you can train your stomach for it. And then just the blocks, just a little bit of carbs, something to keep body fueled up. Shoe wear for the day. This is gonna be the Nike Vimeo Plus, currently the second model, basically to the premium. It's gonna be a really lightweight, well, I say lightweight, maybe it's not super lightweight. It's going to feel kind of lightweight, really springy, a lot of cushion to it. Doesn't have a plate or anything like that, but really enjoy the shoe overall. It's definitely more of like a recovery style shoe. I mean, you can get ripping in it for sure, and it's got a pretty good rocker bottom, so you kind of get that nice flow from like step to step. Really enjoy this one. So I use this a lot for like long runs, warm-ups, recovery days, something like that. The one note is that it's kind of unstable if you're starting to pick up pace on it, so you just gotta be careful with that. Workout shoe for the day is going to be the Puma R3. This is the Fast R3. This is like Puma's first major kind of like big hit in a long time, especially in the racing scene. It's pretty kick-ass. Overall, you just got like a full carbon plate right here, runs through here. It's a really responsive shoe. You can really feel the plate kind of push you forward in this. The footbed is really plush as well. Like you land on it and you kind of feel like you're stepping into a cloud. Makes it really easy to kind of rip those longer straight sessions. It's not great in terms of stability, especially on some corners, because this upper is so like flimsy. But for races like road races, this is killer. In a 10K, I don't know, just you're turning constantly. I'm not sure how it would do on the track, but overall, love this thing. I think it actually even beats out a Vaporfly, which I've been a Vaporfly fan for a long time, so I was kind of surprised, but it's really good. Okay, so workout for today. We're gonna be doing 3x3 mile, well, 2 mile warm up, 3x3 mile, 2 mile cool down. Right, so in total you're getting, what is that, 13 miles I think for the day, something like that. This week I'm trying to hit 90 for the week in terms of mileage, so hoping that this workout can keep me kind of in line for that, right? It's like roughly a 12 mile a day average, a little less with a good long run on Sunday. But the 3x3 mile, I'm kind of, this is just like targeted pace. It could change pretty quick, but thinking more like 16 flat to 15:30 to 15 flat. So what's that, 5:20s, 5:10s, 5 flat, so cutting down 10 seconds each time. We'll kind of see how that goes. I mean, the R3 is probably going to give me quite a good boost, and I have an extra day of rest because today's actually Thursday. I normally work on Wednesday, but yeah, I think it's going to go pretty well. It's nice weather outside. Like overall, I really couldn't ask for a better day. A little windy, I guess, in the morning. A little bit colder too than I'd like. Yeah, rest wise, we're probably gonna do 5-minute rest. With 3 mile reps, it's like you kind of want to have some decent rest so you're not like really overstraining. If I was going slower and we were doing like 17, 16, 15, 30, something like that, I'd probably go like 3-minute rest, 2.5 minutes, something like that. Today is definitely kind of the big workout of the week, right? Sunday is probably not gonna be as bad. This past Sunday, if you guys check the video, go do it. But hit 20 miles pretty hard, so I think today is going to be our main target, and this Sunday will be still 20, but not nearly as aggressive. That's pretty much it for the workout. Let's get on to the warm-up. All right. Oh yeah. Always gotta have those leg swings. They are essential. Mile 2 of the warm up. 1 more to go. All right, there is the warm up down. Doing good. It's nice. Sun's coming out. Cold is gone. It's time to bring out the half tights, I think. All right, warm-up's done. Let's get right into it. This should be a fun one. Let's go. .504. That's way too hot. Oh well. 508. 2 and 1 to go. 5:05. 15:19. I felt pretty good. Heart rate literally was like 150 to 160. I know this next one I'm gonna cook. All right, time for this nootropics. This stuff, it'll make you feel like Iron Man. 2.5 minutes into recovery, heart rate stabilized to like 110. That's definitely a good sign. I really didn't feel like I was working too hard there. Everything felt really smooth. I imagine, you know, mile 3 of the second set is gonna really suck, but I'm kind of prepared for it. Let's try and rip close to 15 flat on this one. 15:20 felt too easy, so here goes nothing. Oh, fuck. Whew. 457. That's more in line. That's what I want. 456. It's like 14:45 for 3 miles. So, in case you missed it, I doubt it. The first mile was 4:46. Definitely a little aggressive on that matter. It really felt fine and smooth. Like, yeah, I'm breathing a little bit hard, but my heart rate really isn't that bad. Like, it's already back down to 160. So imagine it's sitting at about 180 to 185. One more. Who needs this shirt? Not me. All right, here goes nothing. See on the other side. This one, it's gonna be a good one, I think. Let's find out. I'm gonna let the camera roll on this one though. Come on. Okay, so this is kind of a post-run commentary here. I just think this is a good moment to like reflect on the workout, right, and like what we're doing here. You know, during this we're on our final rep of the 3x3 mile workout. I guess in this case it's a 5K. I kind of changed that last second as I started to realize like today was one of those days, right? There's gonna be a moment as a runner when you're working out that you just realize everything's clicking today, right? And sometimes you need to take advantage of that, other times you need to realize that and pull the reins back, right? Depending on where you're at and like your cycle and whatever you're training for. Some days are not the day to push. And in this case, I knew I was going to probably chill a little bit for a long run, so I was pushing, right? That thought came across my mind pretty early on in the workout. And, you know, I apologize again for the bounciness of the camera. It seems like every time I have something pop up with my camera, but this time it was just a little loose on the hat. Next time I'll have that pretty locked down. But going back to really like, you know, like what are my thought processes during this workout, right? You know, like what did I want to get out of the workout? I always ask myself that, like, what do I want to get out of this workout? And the answer today was really just like understanding and being able to run fast on tired legs. That was the idea behind doing some of these more faster, punchy, longer sessions, just to get the legs tired, right? Again, you know, they're only 3-mile sessions, so it's not really that bad when I'm doing 20-mile long runs, but they're getting progressively quicker and they're tiring me out fairly quick by the end of it. Now, did I want to run as fast as what I did for this last rep? No, like that wasn't really ever the intention, but I realized like, hey, I can do something pretty nice here. Overall, the main goal was just being comfortable and also being able to run fast on tired legs. And towards the end of this rep, I'm definitely running fast on tired legs. Towards a marathon, you know, if you can train yourself to be able to run marathon pace or right on marathon pace or close to it while being tired, it's going to benefit you a lot in those last 6 miles. So that was what was kind of like the intention of today is, hey, let's figure out how to push through this like wave of tiredness and fatigue and see how we can capitalize on it and run our marathon pace. The other part of this is like, it's a mental skill, right? Like you need to learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You know, if you want to be a 10K runner, a 5K runner, a mile or an 800 guy, a marathon, doesn't really matter. There's going to be moments of uncomfortability, right? Like you're going to be uncomfortable at various points of every time you race. For me in the 5K, like I would always struggle the last like 1,200 meters. I'd get through 2 miles, no problem. But then after that, it started to get pretty tough. And wow, that footage is super shaky. Sorry, I'm like watching this playback now and seeing how shaky it is. But you need to learn to be comfortable
with being uncomfortable. It's just a critical part of racing, a critical part of training, a critical part with like loving the aspect of running, or really anything, even as a cyclist. Really, you can apply that to anything in life, but I tend to obviously apply it to running. I think the other thing to know is like understanding when to push and when to pull, right? There's, those are two critical moments as a runner. Is, hey, is today a push day, or are we pulling the reins back? For me, as I'm getting farther into this block, it's definitely like we're pushing rather than pulling. Most of the time we're pushing. Now, there's moments for that, for sure, even for me. Like, did I need to go and run this all-out effort towards the end? Probably not. I should have pulled the reins back slightly. But I'd rather have done it this way than pulled it back and ran something, where my heart rate barely gets above 175, right? Like, we're attacking today for a reason. The moments of when you want to realize whether or not it's time to push or pull, though, depends on where you're at. If you're getting near the state meet, if you're getting near the national championship, right? Are those the days to push? Probably not. In this case, like, I'm a couple months out from a marathon, I can push. But if we were 2 weeks out, we're pulling the reins back, right? We're not doing this session. And I think that's like a big thing to understand as a runner is when to do that, when to not.
Just a casual 14:27 at altitude, last 5K. Fuck. I'd say that was pretty solid. Oh, that fucking hurt. In case you want to see what I look like after that last rep, I think I'm falling apart. I got sweat all over me. No smudges on the camera though. That's a win. Overall, that was a fucking killer workout. Sub 14 for the last 3rd mile rep, like 13:53 or something like that. I don't know what 14:27 converts to from altitude, but I'm pretty sure it's 14:0 something for final 5K if you're at sea level, which it's just funny because in college I spent like 4 years trying to break 14 year after year, missing, and here we are just a couple months out of college and literally almost breaking the equivalent of a 14 for a final rep. So yeah, solid. Let's go ahead, get changed, and get this cool down going. Time for everybody's favorite part of the workout, which is the cool down. You'll love to see it. Not me. 2 miles, we'll be done. 7:02. Man, these cool down miles, when you go from running, 4:35 to a 7:02, it feels quite different in the stride. Pretty good overall. I'm pretty sure my camera's getting ready to die, so I have to put this baby on charge real quick.
Okay, so that was the workout. It was a pretty crazy one for me, honestly. Definitely gonna have to take it easy these next few days though, because I could tell I put in a pretty good effort. Final splits, just to give you an idea, it ended up doing 2x3 mile, 1x5K. The idea behind doing the last 5K is I'm greedy. There really wasn't a reason. I just knew internally before I started the rep that I felt way too good and I was gonna crush it pretty hard. And I was like, well, I haven't ran a 5K up at elevation yet, so let's just see what I can do for the last rep. And the splits ended up being 15:19 for the first 3 mile, then 14:45 for the next 3 mile. And then the final 5K, the 3 mile split was 13:50-ish. And then the 5K came out to 14:27. So again, I don't know really what that converts to at sea level, but it was a pretty good day overall. I'm super stoked with that. Is it a little aggressive for a marathon? Probably. That's more in line for, 10K and even half marathon training. So probably a little bit faster than I should have went, but like was feeling good, and maybe again I got a little greedy, but so far everything, like I don't feel like I'm hurt. I mean I exerted pretty hard, but I could have done another rep, not at that pace, but I could have done another rep under 15 and been fine, right? Like the R3s just feel crazy. Like I highly recommend picking one of these guys up. The durability, not great, right? It's gonna break down pretty quick, as you can see, but like they're wicked fast. So I guess that's the idea behind the shoe, right? The Fast R. No, it was a great workout. I wouldn't change much. I think the rest of the week's just gonna be pretty low, like just easy mileage, good cushioning, dirt roads, recovering the calves. Like I had a calf problem earlier in the week, so I delayed the workout by a day, which, being post-collegiate, like that's something that I can actually do now. When I was in college, it's like you've got this workout you have to do on this day because you have a race on this day, right? So post-college, you get a little bit more flexibility, and I think that's how I stay healthy. Came out to 13-ish miles, maybe 13 and a half miles overall for the full day, which means I can kind of bring down the mileage tomorrow and Saturday for a little bit before Sunday. Again, I'm not going to crush Sunday. It's just going to be an easy 20. I mean, hopefully average right around 6 minutes per mile, like just a little up tempo, but nothing too drastic. Overall, super happy with the workout. Let me know what you think, and I think I'll see you either Sunday or maybe next week. We'll see. Have a good one.